Updated 6 hours ago Washington. There's a temptation to look at Jake Guentzel's numbers, a league-leading 7 goals and 16 points in the postseason, and a remarkable 6 goals and 3 assists in his past 3 games, and compare him to a streaky jump shooter. The rim looks 10 feet wide. Everything he throws up there is going in. While Guentzel's postseason shooting percentage of 35 indicates there is some truth to that analogy, it wasn't exactly spot on in a 3-2 Penguins win over Washington in Game 1 of the Metropolitan Division Finals Thursday night. On the first shift of the game, even before Evgeny Kuznetsov gave the Capitals a 1-0 lead, Guentzel fed Crosby for a point-blank redirection that Braden Holtby stopped. 6 minutes later, Guentzel again hit Crosby streaking to the net and Holtby again turned the shot aside, this time closing his pads just in time to stop a 5-hole chance. Later in the period, Brian Dumoulin threaded a cross-ice pass to Guentzel at the right post, but Holtby flashed his left pad in the shot's path. Finally, on the first shift of the second period, Guentzel rang a shot off the crossbar behind Holtby. Eventually, Guentzel, Crosby and line-mate Patrick Hornqvist struck for goals on 3 consecutive shifts in the third period, leading the Penguins to a comeback victory. It didn't happen because everything Guentzel touches turns to gold. It happened because of a preponderance of good scoring chances. Eventually, some of them went in. I had a lot of chances tonight, Guentzel said. Obviously, sometimes you get lucky and the bounces go in. You're just trying to ride it as long as you can. Here are 3 other things we learned from Game 1. 1. Even up if Thursday night's game is an indication that referees have begun to swallow their whistles now that the playoffs have reached the second round, that's good news for the Penguins. There were only 3 minor penalties called in the game. The Penguins were on the power play for 2 minutes, 32 seconds and the Capitals had a man advantage for just 32 seconds. While both teams have talented, dangerous power plays, the Capitals rely on theirs more than the Penguins do. In the first round, Washington scored 9 goals on the power play and 12 at 5-on-5. The more the series is played at even strength, therefore, the better off the Penguins will probably be, too. All about 8 Thursday night's game was a microcosm of Alex Ovechkin's playoff career. He did a lot, but if he had done a little more, his team probably would have won. Ovechkin made a wise gamble to lead to the Capitals' first goal, flying the zone a little early to help set up an Evgeny Kuznetsov breakaway. Their second goal was a classic Ovechkin snipe to the top corner from the left wing on a 2-on-1. On the flip side, Ovechkin missed an open net on another 2-on-1 in the first period and the game-tying goal in the third came on a cross-ice pass from Guentzel to Crosby that skipped past his stick. 3. 4 and out. If a hockey team is being realistic, it would probably be satisfied if its fourth line doesn't get scored on and spends some time in the offensive zone. The Penguins' trio of Zach Aston Reese, Carter Rowney and Tom Kuhnl accomplished half of that goal Thursday night. They didn't get scored on. As for spending time in the offensive zone, none of the 3 managed so much as a single shot attempt in the game. When Rowney was on the ice, Washington had a 14-0 edge in attempts. With Kuhnl, it was 11-0. With Aston Reese, it was 7-0. That's playing with fire. Jonathan Bombouli is a Tribune Review staff writer. Reach him at jbombouli@trib.com or via Twitter at bombouliatrib.